Good morning, everyone. Major General Jon Jensen. I'm the Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard. And as Governor Walz just announced, this morning we received guidance from the governor as it relates to the demobilization of the Minnesota National Guard and the return of part of the Minnesota National Guard back to their hometown and back to their armories. This is not an order to return the entire organization back home. Any redeployment is coordinated with the MAC and approved by the governor. Our plan will remain flexible and have a scalable tempo that we can accelerate as the security situation improves, delay, or even stop if the security situation worsens. With over 7,000 Minnesota National Guardsmen currently mobilized, I am confident that we can reduce our presence while meeting the needs of the mission taskings received by the MAC, the State Patrol, and the Department of Safety. You may see movement begin as early as this afternoon as we take units who are not required to respond in St. Paul or Minneapolis and allow them to return home and begin the process of returning back to their normal status as a citizen soldier. In addition, I'd like to report that last night at 9:48 p.m. in the vicinity of Interstate I-35 and Washington Avenue, an unknown vehicle driving at a high rate of speed toward a Minnesota National Guardsman and their police counterparts. The rapidly approaching vehicle refused to slow down as it approached our guardsmen and our police officers. Initial questioning into our National Guardsmen indicate that this element responded with verbal and nonverbal signals for the vehicle to stop. The vehicle continued at a high rate of speed. Non-lethal methods were engaged on the vehicle to have the vehicle stop. The vehicle continued at a high rate of speed. At that time, in accordance with the escalation of force, our soldier fired 3 rounds from his rifle in response to a perceived and legitimate threat to him and the Minnesota police officers that he was in direct support of. The vehicle changed course and fled the scene. At this time, no injuries have been reported. We have followed our procedures and reported this event to both the governor's office and the chief of the National Guard Bureau. As is required by regulation, anytime a service member discharges their weapon, regardless of reason, we have assigned an investigating officer for this incident. And finally, this week, and specifically this weekend for sure, the Minnesota National Guard has seen the best and the worst of Minnesota. We have seen the devastation of a community, and we have seen great citizens coming back out, picking up the pieces with their friends, with their neighbors, and strangers. And we've had a small part of that. We've had the privilege and the honor to be a small part of that. Because Minneapolis and St. Paul are our communities too. We live here, we work here, and the Minnesota National Guard is here for you. I'll now be followed by Colonel Langer.
Well, thanks, General. My name is Matt Langer, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as Chief of the Minnesota State Patrol. I'll be brief. Last night was kind of the textbook civil disobedience issue that we are training to deal with on a regular basis, and I think people saw a very different strategy. Frankly, a strategy that law enforcement likes much better than using chemical munitions, and some of the actions that we saw last week that were absolutely necessary, but not our first choice. So last night I think people saw a much slower development of a crowd control strategy and a tactic with dispersal warnings and then an encirclement strategy that works in a very careful, methodical, safe, and easier way to take people into custody, most of which tend to want to be taken into custody for their actions for various reasons. I echo the sentiment, and I was proud to see the law enforcement officers, whether it was the troopers, the DNR conservation officers, the sheriff's deputies, and the police officers. This is a multi-hour interaction, and I think what you'll see if you watch the news and see various reports, it warmed my heart to see all of those peace officers interacting with all of those protesters under arrest, communicating, talking, laughing, and being human together. That is exactly what I like to see and what we like to see and what makes us proud. Enough was said about the semi on the 35W bridge. I had the same visceral reaction as a traffic safety professional about what that could have been versus what it was. And one of the things we've said all along is that the freeway is just a very dangerous place to be when you're protesting. And so there's many places to exercise your First Amendment right. We continue to facilitate that along with other law enforcement agencies. The freeway is just not the place to do it. And although we try as hard as we can to keep people safe, it's just really, really difficult. And yesterday was a shining example of what we said for a long, long time about the danger of those events on the freeways. I tend to agree, nothing short of a miracle in terms of the lack of injury involved there, and we're very thankful for that. Last but not least, we're prepared. We have our staffing and our resources, and as the governor said, the multi-agency response is still there. The curfew adjustment has been announced, and oftentimes you hear law enforcement directing like 10 o'clock, and the requirement is that you obey the curfew, and that's an order. But sometimes you don't hear what I'd like to say is, I'd like to ask people to cooperate with that 10 o'clock curfew. And maybe that's different, maybe that's not common, but that's our ask, and I'm speaking collectively on behalf of law enforcement. We'd like you to cooperate with that, and that's helpful for us. We'll be there and ready, and we're willing and able to deal with what we have to, but we know absolutely the vast, vast majority of Minnesotans and those who live around Minneapolis and St. Paul are helping, and they're trying, and we just hope and pray for peaceful, genuine expression of First Amendment right, and enough with the violence, enough with the property destruction, and we look forward to that, and that's my ask for the future here, is that we get back to who we are in this state in Minnesota, and we exercise those rights appropriately and cooperate much better than what we saw last week. With that.